Yeah, I just would like to just start by saying how incredibly proud I am of every single member of our team and program. What anyone who watched this game saw on full display wasn't, a bunch of superstars. It was a team that's tough and gritty and fights and scraps for every single possession they have, and that's who we are. And unbelievably proud of our just ability to dig in, with less numbers, people playing tons of minutes, make big plays offensively, defensively. We've been saying all year we know we're pretty good. So this game really hurts, to lose a game like this to Stanford, but incredibly proud of how we played and how we competed.
All right. Questions? Name and outlet, please.
Coach. Brian Howe from the Daily Camera. Because of what you were saying, because of the way you guys fought and everything, to have that go into a second overtime after there's almost like a feeling of celebration at the end of that first overtime. How deflating do you think that was for the team to have that missed opportunity and then go into a second overtime?
Yeah, I don't think we ever really feel that way. I think we just feel like next possession, lock in, do your job, But in all reality, there were some plays that happened that were deflating, and no matter how much you're locked in and focused and, you can't help but feel disappointed, after the first overtime. So I don't think we weren't hanging our heads or anything like that. But yeah, of course, there were some things that I think were, disappointing, and that's hard to continue to rally back from, especially like there's a lot of minutes, played tonight. And so, so I think it just was tough down the stretch. They hit a couple early, we missed a couple early. In the second overtime, it, went from 3 to 5, and in a short span of time, it's hard to get that back.
Jalen, it looked like in the fourth quarter you might have twisted your ankle, came out for a second, got it taped, and you didn't miss a beat. I guess I saw you limping after the game. How much pain, and I guess just talk about the resiliency of this team.
Yeah, this team is tough. That's what we pride ourselves on, and in an important game like this, everybody's going to go all out, play their hearts out. So I think that was just the mentality, and I'll be fine.
Quay, for you guys to not have Frida and then such a rough shooting night overall, to be in that game for 2 overtimes, are you somewhat impressed with this team, the way you guys were able to play defense and keep yourselves in that game?
Yeah, I wouldn't say impressed, just because I know that those are our standards. And when shots aren't falling, we're not going to hold our heads down. We're going to keep shooting. And that's what we did.
Nikki Edwards, CU Sports Report. I can see just the emotions you guys are feeling right now. Just the takeaways from the game. There are some positives. Just how are you feeling right now, negatively, positively?
Right now, yeah, I guess for me it just hurts because, I came here so I could, compete with teams like Stanford. This is probably the closest I've been to them in my whole college career. So just being able to play with this team and to compete is just like, and to not have it come out the way we want to is just like, because you want it so bad. Yeah.
Coach Troy Finnegan, the Bold. Obviously hurts right now, but in a game where a bad shooting night, you're right in it back and forth with the number 3 team in the country. Do you think that in the long run, this can actually be a boost for the team's confidence, just knowing that you're this close to beating one of the best teams in the country?
When we play well, we're confident anyway. We know that we're good. We've worked very hard to, recruit those types of people that put in the work to earn the right to be confident. And so we expect to win every game that we play. And Stanford is such a good team, so well coached, so deep. So, they're number 3 for a reason. They are that good. But we just take a lot of pride in being extremely competitive. And we feel like, we can compete and should be competing with everybody.
Coach, in years past, some of these games have been close, but they've been seasons where you two have not been close in respectively. But this time, do you feel like this one actually proved that you're on actually the same level with Stanford?
Well, they're number 3 in the country, so it's hard to say, if we're on par with them. But I definitely think, we're all at the top of the conference, Stanford, Utah, and we're all worthy, and we've worked really hard to be, 1, 2, 3 in the conference. And so, yeah, I mean, we just want to compete. Like wherever we play, whoever we play, whenever we play, we just want to go at people and be aggressive and, play well and make sure that every possession is contested. And, so I don't know, how you want to rank different things, but yeah, we expect to compete with teams like that.
You guys held Cameron Brink just to 8 points tonight. She's a very talented player. What went into guarding her? Was it kind of a game changer that she fouled out late?
Yeah, I mean, they just bring in another McDonald's All-American. I thought Lauren Betts was absolutely incredible, tonight, and she came in, a large part of the game when Cameron went out. But yeah, I mean, they're so good and so big and so deep inside. It's kind of like, we'll just bring in the next 6'6" kid, But I'm proud of us, for defending her and defending different people really well tonight.
How tough of a matchup is Haley Jones?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had different types of people on her throughout the night, and she is really good. She's, can score. She's, physical down low and can rebound and, phenomenal mid-range game.
Jalen, a couple of questions. Early in the fourth, looked like it could have gotten away from you guys as they got up. Then you come back, hit a three, get a layup, get this team back in it. How big was that sequence and getting the crowd in it as well? And then the second part of that, you talk about your perception of that second overtime and how it got away from you guys.
Actually, it was Quay who told me to shoot the three. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a good shooting night, and I kind of started just second guessing myself. And Quay was really a good leader and a good teammate, and just telling me to keep shooting it. I would shoot the shot all the time, just to keep my confidence. So I think that just what it was. It wasn't really anything else to it. Just being confident in the player that I am. In the second overtime, honestly, I just think we weren't hitting shots, and they were. It's pretty much all we could really say to that one. But I mean, I'm proud of this team, so it is what it is.
Coach, I realize a lot of basketball was played after the early good start for your team. But was there at all a missed opportunity there to maybe bury them a little more? It just felt like with Stanford starting 1 for 21, there was maybe a chance for your team to build a little bit more of a cushion than we saw, and then obviously it was just a 6-point game at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, they're really hard to score against because they're so big at every position, so that makes it challenging, of course. Yeah, I would have loved to have had a huge lead and been able to capitalize more on that, after the first quarter. But, I mean, I don't think we were taking bad shots or weren't getting good looks or things like that, so I'm not sure. We'll have to watch the film to see maybe what we could have done differently at that time.
Coach, Tay Jones fouled out but gave you 38 really good minutes. Can you speak to the way that she stepped up, especially with no Frida? You lose some depth in the wing room.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Tay was phenomenal tonight. She did everything, that she needed to do. She defended, she played really long, she rebounded. She looked to be aggressive off the bounce. She hit a three, I think, and just was really good and really steady. I think what she did tonight is something that if we can bottle that and have that Tay Jones for the next, 3-4 weeks of basketball, we are going to continue to be better and better and better. I thought she was awesome.
Coach, obviously people stepped up tonight like Tay, but how much did you guys miss Frida, especially with all the big players not having that knockdown shooter? Yeah. I mean, Frida's one of the best shooters in the country. She's one of our best players. She scores, she defends, she rebounds. She's actually second on the team in rebounding right now in the last sort of 5 or 6 games. So there was a lot of things we missed, just kind of her steady presence. But it was really cool to see other people step up. Jada comes in, hits a big three. Tay, as we've already talked about, people having to play really, really heavier minutes than usual. And we kind of have that philosophy, just next player up.
Jack Carlo, Buffalo's Wire. Yeah, I mean, it's almost March. I think this is the first time all you guys have lost back-to-back games. But just what does that say about the resiliency of this team, and what's kind of the plan moving forward in terms of bouncing back?
Yeah, we are super resilient. We don't spend very long being either too happy or too sad about the outcome of a game because we understand the importance of the next game, and so it's okay to be sad and be disappointed, but by tomorrow it's this game's done and we have to really focus for Cal. And then what was the second question?
Yeah, just how will that help you guys kind of make it
Totally.
easier to bounce back?
Totally, yeah. I mean, every game's an opportunity to get better, and this game provided a lot of, windows that we could say we could be tighter here, we could be a little bit better there.
So, Quay, as a follow-up to that, it's 2 games in a row that have been tough, and I know it's 2 of the best teams in the country, but this now puts a lot of importance on Saturday against Cal to get a win going into Vegas. So, as a leader of this team, how do you get this team to keep doing what you've done all year and bounce back?
I think, I don't know, I just be myself. I know I'm a little emotional about this loss, but I think that this team is going to come into practice tomorrow ready to beat Cal. I don't think we'll hold our heads too long. It's just stings a little bit more when you've never been so close to Stanford, and when you losing a double overtime, it's just like surreal kind of for me, just because I've never been in this position. But I don't think the team and I will, come tomorrow, we'll probably be forgetting about this game.
Anything else for the coach or players?
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it.